Hello ladies and gentlemen, Nick here and welcome to my vlog on Time Agent Series 3, Episode 3, Downfall, and it was going so well. This episode, Mortis is where Robin wants him, with a gun aimed at his head. However, Mortis is innocent, as we'll discover later. They discuss it a little bit and then they discover the truth that it was actually a flower alien, a black flower alien, the one you saw kill Obadiah in episode 1, that killed Robin's team. Ooh. It does take a short while to get to that bit though. They do have a conversation about Robin killing, and then they discuss stuff about themselves. Mortis mentions some of his backstory, and they have a little bit of a laugh, I suppose. Well, it's not really a laugh because they're kind of arguing. Thank you. But eventually Mortis discovers the truth, as does Robin, and Mortis is then hell-bent on getting revenge on Vision X, who he believes is the ones behind it. We do also see a little bit of a flower alien taking Jerry Smith down a corridor, followed by the executive, who then gets back to his office so he can then locate Robin. So this is obviously, if you've not seen episode 4, 5 or 6 yet, go watch those now quickly, because I'm about to spoil episodes 4, 5 and 6. Or episodes 4 in particular. Okay, good. Presumably on the way to turn him into a flower alien. Because by the next episode, which is the next day, he's a flower alien. Meanwhile, Liam meets up with the contact again. They have a bit of a chat. And then Liam meets, again, if you've not seen episode 4 yet, do that now. I've just spoiled it for you. Liam then meets someone who we'll see in episode 4, Zoe. And then the flower aliens attack unit headquarters whilst Robin is explaining to Alec McDonald, who was the person I was trying to remember in the last one, about the Time Agency and his mission, just after Alec walked in on him and on Robin and Mortis. And then Mortis left, and then Robin got Alec in to explain. They then escaped and changed clothes after the flower alien attack, and Robin explains a bit about what would happen in the future if Vision X got their way, and about the Time Agency, and then Liam contacts Robin to make sure he's okay. And after hearing the conversation, we get some great shots of Liam, Mortis, Tobias and Obadiah experiencing the corruption of the Time Agency and going through their own little missions. Liam is fighting in the Venatorian War, I think, Galactic War, 39-31. Mortis has been sent to assassinate a Nazi, played by future Keith Crooks and Daniel Sherratt. I say future Keith Crooks, and he was cast as that character in Series 4, and he has no relation to his Nazi character in this series. Keith Crookson actually gets a mention in the last episode on the text room, the news thing, that a 19-year-old called Keith Crookson discovered some bodies. So it would have been interesting to see how that would have played out in Series 4, if they were going to do something like that. It's a similar thing with the possible search for Liam's daughter. Possible. And then also we see Tobias at Anti-Freedom Wasteland? No, that's Obadiah. Anti-Freedom Marshes. I think 39, 32 or 33? Or was that 31 and Liam's was 32 or 33? I think Liam's was 33 and Anti-Freedom ones were 31, and Tobias was at some kind of occupied wasteland in 32, and Mortis was 1943. He's the only one who's in a 39 year. And so we see them in action. Liam is fighting in the war. We get to see him snap a Venator's neck. Quite violent. Mortis attempts to assassinate a Nazi, as I said, but his mission is his mission is aborted, but then he tries to do it anyway, and then he's taken back. Liam is left stranded. Tobias is just watching from the wasteland and then goes back, and Obadiah is climbing on some shipwreck on a beach before he spies some slaves being sent. As he says, not good. That's basically it for Obadiah. He barely appears in the series, which is a shame, because he was a Rising 5 member. It would have been interesting to see how he and the others would have, why they joined, aside from the fact the Time Agency is corrupt, see how they became corrupt. But, oh well, it was nice to have him in the series. And then Robin tells Liam about Mortis, and Liam soon then has to try and get into contact with Mortis, who is on his way to Vision X. During this time, the Vision X executive is probably chilling at this point. He's probably still annoyed Liam and Mortis haven't been caught. You had the chance. And apologies. Bloody thing. And he's probably just expecting the Flower Aliens to do his stuff, like at unit headquarters. There isn't honestly that much going on besides the Liam and Mortis revelation, and then not Liam and Mortis, Robin and Mortis revelation, and then Robin and Alec, and then the backstory into the time, or rather the foreshadowing of the Time Agency, the what would happen in the future. So yeah, that's Downfall. It's not much, but it's quite good. I really enjoy it. I know it's not much, but I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10 because of the execution is pretty great. I loved the second half was brilliant. After Robin knows the truth, he's then with Alec, and he's telling them about what he's been told by Liam about the Time Agency, and we see it happen. Great shot. It's a shame we didn't get to see Katrina in one of these ones as Rising 5, and it would have been nice to see 5 viewpoints, but we got 4, and at least Obadiah got some more stuff to do, as well as Tobias in that case, because he didn't have that much to do earlier on. Thankfully he will get more in episode 5. We'll see a bit of his backstory. Hi guys, Nick here. I don't know what happened there. The footage seemed to have just, I don't know. So, I'll just quickly do it. A quick conclusion. Also, something I remembered is that in this episode, the executive contacts Colonel Radcliffe Natesmith and kind of threatens him a little bit and makes him retire so that they could get someone into unit. So then they'd become the new government body. And that was actually a brilliant scene. There was some great stuff. The Colonel was talking to other people about China, strangely having their leaders being killed, even though they weren't one of the ones we saw in Best Kept Secret, and Russia getting new leaders. Also, it took them about nearly 6 months or nearly a year to get new leaders. And he says something's definitely holding them back, and then we see the executive calling. So some great moments in the executive speech about having him killed is great. I will have you killed. I don't care how they do it. I will have you killed. Great speech. I did something as well as the I think I did something. I definitely did something like the one from episode 2 about the vermin in a Hooniverse thing that you'll see, which will probably now be in the autumn if it doesn't come out in August this month. So yeah, Downfall is pretty much great. It's mostly Mortis and Robin, or Robin and Alec. It's still pretty great. Thank you for watching. I believe I did the score, 9 out of 10. I will see you for what is probably my least favourite episode. The next one is of the series, One Against an Army. But I'm sure it's still brilliant. It's still a brilliant episode. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next time.